huge privilege to see how lives have been impacted by teachers loving on students day in, day out.
You remember, if you're part of the school, that the school was started by 4 missionary organizations for the purpose of educating many of you missionary children. And that is how the school began. But then, as you know, the school began to grow. There was one thing that emerged as a part of the school that actually caught me, and I think most of us, by surprise, and that is the fact that the school didn't just educate missionary kids, but it drew the missionary community together. It formed a fellowship of Christian workers and Christians that was pretty unique for a large metropolitan area. Well, as the school began to grow, it was opened up too for Austrians from the Christian community to come. And that's, I think, Sebastian Highland was one of the first, class of 2002, who went all the way through the school and graduated, came from the Austrian community. And so even the Austrian churches began to be drawn into this.
We've seen many changes at ICSV over the last few years. 2 or 3 years ago, our payroll was €135,000. And one of the reasons is that just 2 or 3 years ago, the school was actually facing huge problems which could have resulted in our closure. The government basically said, you know, you're finished, you're done. But instead what we did was that we got ourselves right with the tax authorities, we got ourselves right with the visa authorities. And today it is over €2 million, which is an amazing model to try and work with. We feel that we are being treated with favour, we feel that we have good relationships with them, and this is really a miracle of God's faithfulness and God's grace to us as a school. I'm sure you've heard and you know that we started out as a missionary school for missionary kids. Today we serve students from 51 different nationalities, and we truly are an international school serving the international community. We had probably about a 23% growth rate. We got 252, I think, students today, of which 83 are new this last year.
However, as the school continued to grow, the population, the demographics began to change. We began to get more students who came from families who were not necessarily personally related to Christ, but wanted their children to have Christian values. And that gave us the opportunity to introduce these students, as well as these parents, to the person of Christ, and to reach out to them and share the gospel with them. And that's something that the school has done and continued to do as it's grown. It's grown primarily in the last years in its international population, which is why we came to the point where we made the decision to change the name of the school from the Vienna Christian School, which, to the International Christian School of Vienna, which is what we are today, to reflect the fact that we have become such an international school. Now, the mission of the school has expanded, but it hasn't changed.
I just want to thank you.
Salamat! Namaste! Danke!
For your love, for your prayer, for your support of ICSV, for your partnership, and and we look forward to the next time that we can be together with you. So thank you for your commitment.
ありがとうございます。Grazie!